Welcome students of Form 1. This is a part 3 of 3 videos. And earlier during these videos we talked about norms, we talked about laws, and this video, just one, will be mainly about attitudes and values, but I also will refer back to laws and norms actually. Oh, what a mess. Yes, so we'll talk about all of these 3 things, actually 4 things, with an accent on attitudes and values. But we'll also talk about laws and norms of video 2 and of course video 1. If you have your book, please get the book with you. That is paragraph 1, social interaction, chapter 2, and part 5. Part 5, parte 5. So get it in front of you. If you have the book, take the right page in front of you. It is paragraph 1, part 5, concerning norms, laws, attitudes, and values. Values think papimento ta valor, valor. In this section, we learn to identify norms, laws, and values. And values will be an important topic of this video. Identify, significa identificar. Identificar normanan, lijnan y valorenan. It is very important, the learning outcome, something you have to be able to do at the end of this paragraph. Norms. We said before, social customs are the norms by which people behave. They are normal. They lead to an accepted standard of behavior. You see here what it is in Papimento. And they are the way of doing something which most people agree with by the acuerdo con Isaki. These are also known as norms. An example of such a norm is the way by which people greet one another. Yes, this is an example of such a norm. Yeah? Bom dia, you give a box, you do this, all kinds of things. Moru, bom simang, yeah? Temayang kudiaske. These are norms in Curaçao society. Things we find normal. We also conform to certain norms. This is called conformity. Conformity is about control. It is about behavior, computation. It's about laws. We talked about it before. It's about rules. Yes, it's about what is the norm. Yes, and it's about society. Yes, and society is, for instance, all the people that live in Curaçao and have the same norms and values, más o menos, more or less. These norms and these norms, they give a certain pressure. We call this also social pressure. Yeah, this presses on us. The society presses on us to behave in a certain way that it finds normal. And of course, the word normal is derived of the word norm. So they pressure us in a certain way to conform to the norm, like in the picture we see there. Yeah, pressure, there is social pressure on us to behave in the way that society asks of us. This we call pressure. Nos llamamos aquí presión de sociedad. Social pressure, societal pressure. Presión de sociedad aquí. The rules by which we have to live, see the word here, the law, reglanan, eleinan, are made in parliament. Yeah, in parliament you see on this picture. We have 21 seats in parliament, and when there is a majority in parliament, we have a new rule that is official, un lei noble. Yes, so the laws are made there in parliament. And parliament has 21 zetels, also called seats. Yeah? And a zetel is another word, difficult word for a chair. And we have 21 of these chairs in parliament, actually. 21 of these chairs in parliament. The law is written and then it becomes official, and people have to abide, they have to listen to these laws. And if you don't listen to them, you can get a boot, a fine, or you can go por na prison. You can go to prison if you don't listen to these laws. A law is also delay, official written down law. Yeah? And it's made in parliament with again 21 seats. And if a majority, mayoría da vota pa un ley, que ora is kita pasando, if this happens, que ora is kita sucede, yes, then we have a new law. 11 people out of 21 have to vote for this, because then we have a majority, and then we have a new law by which people have to conform, because it has become a written rule to which people have to listen. Yes, that about laws made in our parliament. Laws. We have laws to help societal life to be ordered, not to have chaos, but to have order in our society. Just as there are rules to keep a game of sport in order. Again, the word order is very important here to prevent chaos from happening. So whether it being football or being something else, baseball, or being cricket, or being volleyball in Curacao, we need umpires, we need referees to keep the game in order, to be the game orderly, to uh, to have the game happening in an orderly fashion. We need referees, we need umpires to make sure that the match happens in an orderly fashion. And whether it being baseball, whether it being cricket, or whether it being volleyball, we need rules in our society, just like we need them during sports, for our sports and a society to happen in an orderly fashion. And orderly means using a set of rules and not being in chaos and just things happening without any rules. We want it to be like the game should be played. Society should happen like society should happen. And this is very important. Some of the rules in the sport are about the penalties that exist for unacceptable behavior. A comportación nos no te acepta. Yeah? So are about the penalties that exist, the punishments, y castigunan, that existí, de com, para prevenir comportación no aceptable. Yeah? We don't accept this behavior. Penalties, you know them in football, the word penalty actually means castigo. It means a punishment, yeah, for unacceptable behavior that we have, for instance, in football, the sport I know the most about. Yeah. Another word for penalty is a word sanction. We saw this word before. This word sanction, we talked about this in chapter 1. So we have sanctions in place in sports like baseball, from the umpire and from the referee, in volleyball and cricket, and they give us sanctions if we don't play the game like it should be played. And that's also in society. Laws provide sanctions when we don't drive correctly, when we don't behave correctly in society, when we use violence. There are sanctions as a consequence of our comportación, as a consequence of our behavior. Some of the laws in a country also address what to do with people who break the law. Do they get a fine? Do they have to do something voluntarily? Do they go to prison, to bijna prison, será prison, of un boet? Some of the laws deal with which punishment, qua castigo, conectaku, qua comportación. Which punishments connect to which kind of behavior. Also called sanctions, we know now, or also called penalties. Penalty literally means a punishment during a certain kind of behavior, comportación. Yes, and the laws, they make us conform. Yeah, conformity, when people really don't want to listen, also during class, Rules are measures that can be taken to really make people abide to these laws, to really make people listen to the law. Yeah, that's like the last resort if people really don't want to listen. Yeah, a teacher or a police officer or the judge can use the law to punish people, to use a penalty, to use a sanction to make people conform to what is the norm in a certain society, school, your sports team, or the society of Curacao. So a sanction can be used, a part of the law can be used to make people conform to the law. A law dat ik papimentu lei. I know my pronunciation can be better, but you know what I mean. Yeah? And why do we have laws? When people behave not conform the rules, when people do not show any conformity, there are rules in place to sanction people, to give people a penalty, because they behave in an unacceptable manner. They behave, nang comporta, ding un mané, no acceptable. And then we have laws in place to make these people conform according to what we find morally correct in a society. Words explained. We talked about different words. Norms are a way of behaving that most of society agrees with, by acuerdo. The mores, the customs and manners of a social group, what they find morally important. Values, valoren, the ideas and principles that are important to a society or the individual, and attitudes, a way of feeling or thinking about something. And what they all have in common, these four words, yes, they are four words, is that they are the opinion that the society, the by acuerdo, is sociedad, the by acuerdo, who is aquí. So the society has certain ideas, the sociedad ting ideanan tocante comportación, tocante e mané, tocante e costumbernan, tocante e ideanan, tocante e valorenan. The sociedad ting ideanan tocante is aquí. The society has ideas concerning behavior, norms. The society has ideas concerning mores, costumbernan, imanenan, ideanan, attitudnan, and these ideas, ideanan aquí, they come from society. They're not put out of thin air. They have a certain origin. And again, society is the collection of people in a group. It can be a sports team, it can be school, but most of the time we're talking about the society, the sociedad de un país. Y nos país está Curaçao. Yeah? So the country of Curaçao has certain norms, mores, values, y attitudnan, attitudes. Yeah? And together we have decided that this nos está de acuerdo con eso aquí. We agree together with this that these are our norms, values, and mores, and some of these mores have become official and has become laws made in Parliament. I hope you found this video helpful. If you want to subscribe, you can do that below. If you want to ring the bell, if you have a question, please let me know and be notified when I have new videos. And this video was about identify norms, laws, and values. And in this video, we talked about laws and the values connected. E balornan I e leinan. Yes, and it belongs to paragraph 1, part 5, paragraph 1 of chapter 2, called Social Interaction. Enjoy the rest of your day. Questions during class or below, or by airmail, or sending me a postcard. No, I'm just joking. But if you have questions, please, at the beginning or end of class, please ask me and use this video to your advantage. A nice day to you all.